it's
So
beautiful.
we just do that.
Hey, how you doing?
Hey Nandi, can you hear her?
No, I
JJ,
can't hear anything. I
we
can
can't
only
hear
hear
you.
you.
Yeah, we can't hear you. No, yeah. Maybe you're on mute. Or did I mute everyone? Let me just have a look. I don't think so.
Now, I think,
No, can't hear you.
now we can't hear you. Maybe check if you're on mute.
You're not on mute. Are you using your PC? Okay, so click on mute. That button. There's like a button pointing up on mute. And okay, I can see your mic is muted now. Is that you?
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hi.
Early morning technology
Hey,
lessons.
Shwena, like it's the first call of the day.
You know.
Yeah. Hi, Nandi, how are you doing?
Well, thank you. How are you? So good to meet you virtually.
I know, right?
All good, all good.
Are you based in Joburg?
I am based in Joburg. Yes.
Okay, cool.
Good to
Where?
meet you too. How do you pronounce your name? Is it Jean or Jean or?
It's John, yeah,
John.
Jean-Jacques, Jean. There you
Jean.
go.
Okay, awesome. Also good to meet you, Jean.
Awesome.
Likewise.
Thank you so much, guys. Like, I think this is something that's way overdue. Hey, like, you know, we need this kind of platform, you know, as melanated people to have our say, to do our thing, you know what I mean? And, you know, it's not excluding anyone, but I mean, we need to organize communities, you know, and have that ecosystem for ourselves as well, and build each other and, you know, push the vision. So it's so awesome to connect with like-minded people. Like, I get so excited, you know, because for the longest time, you know, you're like the unicorn in your circle. Exactly. Like, what's wrong with you? Why can't you just fit in? And you're like, actually, no, you know. So it's nice to meet. It's nice to meet like-minded people.
You don't really want to force so much. So if it doesn't fit, just let's see how it goes without the fit.
Exactly. So awesome. Yeah. I guess let's get stuck in. You know, with the meditation. Basically, just to clear the air, to clear the path, and to honor those that have gone before us. The healers, the priests, the prophets, the great teachers, the gurus, you know, the ancestors, and ask for guidance and permission, you know, basically to share what's been passed down to us, you know, because this is sacred knowledge, you know.
Sure.
Yeah, it's there, but it's not so there, you know, and that's you can even say it's like a mystery, but it's not. You know, so we've been trusted with this, and you know, we've seen how this gift can heal us, you know, and you're like, how can I not tell people about this? How can I not, you know, try and help people to empower? Because it's empowerment at the end of the day, you know, you're taking back what's yours. So yeah, I don't know if anyone wants to add to that, and then we just kick it off, the meditation.
Yeah, let the queens go first.
Yeah.
No, otherwise from my part, it's just, you know, topping up what you just said, you know, it's knowledge, and, you know, knowledge that's kept, is not knowledge anymore. It becomes poison. So you basically need to share and have some sense of community vibe, you know. That's how things move, you know, knowing that no man is an island, no man stands alone. So it's best that the knowledge is acquired and shared, then, you know, everybody benefits. So big ups for organizing such so that we can share what we've benefited from, you know.
Definitely. Nandi, anything you'd like to add to that?
Yes, just to add, knowledge is definitely power, you know, and a lot of people perish for lack of knowledge. And people think they know what knowledge is, but in actual reality, we know that if we can empower ourselves, other people can empower themselves with the same knowledge that we've been gifted with.
Exactly.
So I just think it's just about raising awareness and raising people's consciousness, asking questions, so that they themselves can find the answers for themselves, within themselves. So I think what we're doing is just the beginning to many, I don't know, sessions,
initiatives,
markets, whatever.
Yes, we receive.
Yeah, so I'm very, very hopeful, and I know what we're doing is not by accident or not a. It's intended. It's you know it's meant to happen the way it's meant to happen at this moment. So we're the dynamic trio right now.
I mean, three is family, right?
You know,
when three is a family.
Yeah, we're family now.
Exactly. Yeah, you're stuck with me, hey guys. So
the power.
I'm not going anywhere either.
The power of you is
don't ignore my 2 a.m. text when I'm thinking and I'm asking you about the celery juice.
Now get up and juice up.
Imagine I want juice. So I mean, I think we've gone a little bit over time, and just being aware. I mean, because I'm sure we can sit here all day and talk. So maybe if we can just have 3 minutes of silent meditation, and then we'll kick it off.
Yeah.
Discussion. Cool. Okay. Oh, you guys look so peaceful. I feel bad. Like, okay, you have to come back now. Wow, wow, wow. The power of three in a 3-minute meditation. So yeah.
Yeah.
Nice one.
The Trinity.
The Trinity. Actually, we should have made it 3:33. Eh? That would have been like,
yeah.
Charge it up. Great, great. So I'm gonna try and keep time. Like I'm gonna use the timer because yeah, I know conversations like this can just go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The whole day.
We can end up in the cosmos, if we're not careful, so it'll just go. So yeah, I think maybe if we could just start with a brief round of introductions, and then maybe we all talk about our plant-based journey and why you made the switch, and yeah, then we'll take it from there.
Nice.
Yeah. So, Monsieur, since you're the Monsieur here. You can
I'm balancing,
kick it off.
I'm balancing everything. All right, so yeah, this is Jean-Jacques, also known as JJ. I would even say commonly known as JJ. So yeah, African man here in South Africa. I've been in a few places, born and raised in Ivory Coast. Then, decided to come to South Africa because it's the next, country in Africa that I really liked. And also the fact that it was English speaking, knowing that, with the name, you can tell, yeah, this dude is French speaking. So yeah, got to South Africa and, met a few friends. Nyaki is one of them. So yeah, how did my plant-based journey start? So, as usual, you grow up, everybody's on the standard diet. We all eat as we eat. We thought that that's, what we inherited from our ancestors, and that's how we eat. So, I got to essay and, it got to a point where I had to basically change my ways of eating because, the food is basically varied. The way it is in West Africa is very different from how we eat here in Southern Africa. So I had to learn how to basically have pap. And, I had to learn that, there's also a thing called braai where, we have like bunch of meat and all that. So yeah, all that went well. Cultural blend, everything went. So it got to a point where I also realized, due to research, I went through research and everything, and I realized that there's actually different ways of eating, and those date from way back. It's not a new thing. So I started researching and realized that, actually we have many people in Africa who eat differently, and they sort of, have a good life, good health and wealth balance. So let me study that a bit more and understand. And in the meantime, I decided, okay, why not eat clean, because that's what everybody does. Then it got to a point where I remember Nyaki was telling me that yeah, she's going vegan and it's gonna be good for her. And she actually decided to go vegan. That was a while back. But anyway, so kept going. And then I started getting interested and I was like, okay, let me actually see what I can do to better my food intake and how I feed myself. And it got to the point where I'm like, okay, cool. Maybe I can start, trying to limit my animal protein intake. And, to cut the whole story a little bit short, I got to a day where I was hanging out at Nyaki's place and she was like, hey, here is some food. Don't you want to try and enjoy? I've had so much that, and I bought so much, so what's up? I think she actually made the food. So I was like, okay, let me try. It was so crazy because I get handed a plate and it's just everything that but sort of raw and really natural, not really manipulated enough. So it was like some broccoli, some tomato, there was a bit of tofu there, quinoa, and it was just well presented. So I was like, okay, cool, let me try. And I started eating. I'm a slow eater, but within 5 minutes, I realized that I was done. And I was like, so is there more? No, there isn't anything more. So I was like, but the whole day, though, I'm gonna be honest, I was thinking, I actually ate what I know I can eat, presented in a different way, and it was so delicious and so filling, you know. So that evening, I got home and I decided, okay, dinner, because I live on my own, so let me try and make some dinner. Cool. Made some quinoa, some nice spinach, and tomato sauce on the side. And obviously, I had some chicken in the freezer, so marinated, put in the oven, everything good. Now the dinner is ready, and I started eating. Halfway through my meal, I realized I didn't even touch the chicken.
What?
I keep eating, and I realized that actually I was done with my food, and the chicken was just there. And I wasn't really interested. So what I told myself, let me just pack it and give it to someone out there the next day. And this was it. That was last time I actually ate meat.
Imagine. And when was that? When was that?
I think that was December. It was 2 years ago. December 2018. Yeah.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. And then after that, you know, so I was like, okay, now that I don't eat meat anymore, let me see. And gradually, within 3 months, the dairy, everything just stopped. And here I am.
Here you are still standing.
Better than before.
Not vitamin B12 deficient.
I might say there's no meat in my body, but I'm still out here and I feel so different. Like I don't even know where to start, but that's the basic introduction of how it started and how I got here.
Awesome. Okay, so Nandi, you wanna go next?
Okay, let me go next. So my name is Nandiwe Ndawande. I've only been a vegan for about 15 months or so because I stopped eating meat I was vegetarian first from last year, June, and then I stopped eating meat around November-ish. Yeah. So with my journey, how it started, pretty much of a long story, but my sister's friend was alkaline. And she had I think she went on lunch with her, like she was so surprised with her diet, like how she doesn't eat this and doesn't eat that. And when she came home and told us, me and the whole family, she's like, oh my word, we're alkaline. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. Right. Yeah, no, we're alkaline. And she told us about the Dr. Sebi theory on how alkalinity makes you more healthy, acidity makes you get more mucus, which makes you more prone to sickness and disease, and how there's parasites. And we were shocked. We were so scared of the parasites. Yes, especially the parasites. God, we're like, what? We have worms in our stomach.
And you know, if it was old school days, it would be like spade, same time.
So I was like, my mom and I were like, no way. But we eating chicken that time. No way. Sure. So my dad got like an immediate shock. He was like, I'm not eating meat. I'm not touching dairy. And he became like alkaline fast.
Wow.
Like this alkaline. So the thing is, we didn't know much knowledge. So it was very hard. It was very hard for him to keep it up. So he just had salads every day and salads again and more salads and more salads. So I think it lasted about a month. So yeah, so he didn't really know. But on the meantime, I started researching. I started understanding what is this alkaline? Who is this Dr. Sebi? You know? And because, I was that person where I would eat meat all the time, 3 times a day. You know, it would be bacon and eggs, then a hamburger, and then like spaghetti. So I was like an advocate of meat.
Carnivore.
Carnivore, one way. I remember
at the bride.
You're standing at the price stand. You're standing manning
at the place where I was working as well. There was a vegetarian. She's like, can I please have, please, no meat. I was like, no meat. How do you survive with no meat? I was so shocked. But that was prior Dr. Sebi knowledge. And then, you know, it started building up, and I started, you know, also checking out those animal cruelty videos. That for me was so scary. With how I mean, I love animals so much, you know. Well, it wasn't the reason why I converted. I'm not an animal cruelty. It's like secondary. First was health. Dr. Sebi is the one that really just changed my mind a lot of, like, to a lot of the foods and stuff. Yeah. And then that's when, so for me, how the transition actually started was when I just did not have an interest in a lot of foods that I was interested in. Like, for example, I used to love ribs. Pork ribs were my thing. You know, restaurant ribs.
The stickier the better. The stickier the better.
That's smoky thing.
Yeah. And then this one day when I was on a work trip, I had ordered ribs. It was like a standard. Ordered ribs for supper, but I didn't sit in. So I ordered ribs and they came and I tasted it and I was like, this thing tastes rotten. This was about 2 years ago, 2018 as well. This thing tastes rotten. I called the manager. I was so angry, shouting like, yeah, you guys must taste this. You gave me rotten food, blah, blah, blah. So I'm so sorry, man. Please, please, please get some new ribs. Come through. I'm thinking, yeah, I must use my petrol, blah, blah, blah. You know, I used to be so...
Imagine that.
I drove all the way, got new ribs. As I came back, they tasted exactly the same. I called my mom. I was like, Mama, these things are rotten. They're disgusting. I'm going to throw them away. Mama's like, whoa, don't throw food away. Bring them home, because I was coming back home the next day. I came back home the next day. My mom ate them, and she enjoyed them. And that's when I knew that now, something is not up with me. So it started with ribs, the thing that I used to love the most. And then it started, then it ended with like, I used to like sausages, varoso, boerewors, braai. Then that, Lastly, seafood. I actually loved meat of all kinds.
Meat, all types.
All types. I was a meat advocate.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, and then seafood was the last thing that made me vomit when I ate it. I was like, nah. And then that's when I made the decision that, and that was around June, that around June that I'm gonna stop eating meat altogether. And automatically, I felt so much better. I could sleep because I was a very light sleeper. So I started sleeping through the night. And then temptation came. My dad bride again. I saw chicken. I was like, oh, I ate it. And then that's when I knew that, wow, I gave up those 2 weeks of not eating meat for this. Nah. That's when I knew that.
It didn't make sense.
Yeah. So after that, and just, you know, researching about plant-based and, you know, and I realized that, no, this is actually a huge thing. You know, I'm not the only, in my world of my previous reality, I was the only one that was exactly going through this. When I actually just started researching and looking out and seeing that, no, there's a whole community of this, you know? Especially with the Americans, you know, all the alkaline chefs. Like,
Europe, it's like a thing, you know, it's everyone else except us. We're fighting to still eat like from our ancestors, and it's like, no, it's not.
They're trying to get back to
not your ancestors.
Actually, because we think that our ancestors ate meat.
Exactly.
And it's not.
No.
I mean, the narrative that they were half dressed and in the bush having those things, and they were just throwing these whatevers at animals and trying to hunt and gather. That's the narrative.
That's the narrative, exactly. I like that you said that animal cruelty was kind of like it's like a secondary thing. But isn't it interesting how you can't have one without the other as well? Like in making that step, you're actually tipping the balance, you know, without even if it's not your intention, but you know, you can't have health for yourself and not have health for nature and
living creatures.
And other living creatures
and the environment. Yes, exactly. I didn't even know about the environment until later on. That you save so much kind of water.
The agricultural, the meat processing, agri processing is one of the biggest users of water.
And then all these things that we've gotten to enjoy, just go and have a look at how they are produced, how they are obtained. You know, I think it would definitely put you off, eh?
Yeah, for me it was kind of like gelatin, like jelly. Like, so jelly is pork.
Exactly.
It's
green pork. Like you put
and all that extracted.
you break it down, it's pork.
Yes. So that transition has been like.
And here I am having a lollipop.
Yeah, sweet. I'm good. Sorry to interrupt you,
Okay. Yeah, but you know how it is. People always oppose you. People always feel threatened by your journey.
Yeah.
Though it's yours. I don't know why, but it is what it is. And no, we are going strong together.
I know. It's because it's different, you know. I mean, that's with anything novel and anything different. People will always, you know, resist in the beginning. It'll be weird. Why will it snack so, Nyaki? Like, why must you always be extra? And you're like, actually, you're being extra. You're the one who's being extra. Oh my gosh, guys, we're running out of time.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. So, were you still speaking, Nadi? You're done. Okay, cool. So I'm gonna quickly talk about myself, and then we can get into this plant-based fast. I hope we have time for it. Like, it looks like another segment's lined up. I mean, and I'm totally cool with that as well. You know, so it's all good. So
otherwise we'll do section 2 too.
Ain't nothing, you know. I'm here. So yeah, my name is Nyaki. First name Nandiwe. But yeah, commonly known as Nyaki. And yeah, I'm Zimbabwean born, grew up in South Africa, I think I moved to South Africa when I was 9 years old, so I spent most of my life here. And the reason for my going plant-based was, you know, growing up, I was asthmatic, like really, really asthmatic. I suffered from eczema and, you know, I was just always sick. You know, I was always in and out of hospital on the nebulizer, you know, they'd steam up the room, no dust was allowed in the house. I couldn't run, I couldn't do anything. I was just like, and it frustrated me because I was an active kid and like, I was a curious kid, you know, so I was always kind of having to sit things out, you know, because my chest is locked up, you know, which was really, really frustrating. So growing up already, they were like, nah, keep her off the dairy, you know, and my parents were quite health conscious as well. My dad was like a part-time martial artist, like, and he was really serious about it. So, you know, vegetables, you know, the food had to be clean, you know, so we always ate very well in terms of vegetables. And growing up in Zim, you know, you've got a patch of garden, that's where you get your vegetables from. Like, subsistence farming is normal. Everybody does it, whether you're in town or whatever. So growing up, the concept of vegetables was never foreign to me. And for me, a meal was not complete if there wasn't vegetables. And then you come over to this side, and the eating is a bit different. Like, for some people, pumpkin is vegetables, and for us it was like, but where are the leafy greens? You know, there must be color. So making that switch, and, you know, trying to, you know, grow up in South Africa where everything is more, everything is there faster, you know, you have more processed food because there's not that much processed food. We don't process our food that much in Zim. Most of the time it's as natural as possible. So coming here and the pap is white, you know, it's like starch, bleach, like it's like brilliant. And I'm like, but isn't it supposed to be like a bit brown, you know? So already picking up those things, like there's something going on here. But yeah, I digress. So asthma, eczema, allergies, and it got to a point where I had to get my tonsils taken out as an adult, which is hectic. Like I got my tonsils taken out in 2016 because they were just always inflamed because I was always sick. I traveled a lot with my previous job then, like, so I was always on a plane off to some part of the world, and every time I came back I was sick. You know, and it was starting to affect my productivity. It's almost like, every time you come back from places, you want to rest and enjoy your stuff. And it's like, no, I'm genuinely sick, you know? So yeah, met along the way, you know, meeting vegetarians and vegans. And for me, it was like, yeah, that's cool, but meat, I'm a Nguni girl, you know, we like to slaughter. So I like my meat, you know, I'll still have the vegetables, but I like my meat. And started reading up about veganism, and like also reading up about why I was always sick, like what causes like this constant mucus that I can't sleep at night. I feel like, you know, I can't even get, like you said, you can't even get to a deep sleep. You're just always mucusy, you know, it's just, you know. And then you start reading like, okay, check the food that you're eating, you know, and then you realize, oh, gluten. Okay, so let me take gluten out. Let me drop bread and see what happens. Let me drop pasta and see what happens, you know, and substitute it with something else. Maybe let's try some quinoa or, you know, whatever. And realizing that, hey, this actually works for me. Okay, let me drop the dairy. Let me drop this. And like that, I mean, it wasn't even like a planned thing. As soon as I started seeing that food was healing, and that it could also make you sick.
Yeah.
Immediately it was like, okay, so I was now starting to look out more. And as I progressed, you know, you start knowing that you can do better, right? And then when you slip up, you feel the effects immediately. That asthma attack comes on and I'm like, okay, so definitely not that. So July 2016, yeah, I got to the point where I was like, nah, I'm going in. And yeah, here I am 4+ years later, and my life just keeps getting better. Everything just keeps improving. Like I feel like I'm getting younger and younger, and I'm actually getting older, you know. I just have this vitality, you know, and then the knock-on effects, you know, that, you know, you breathe better, which means you can take in prana better, which means you can, you know, generate more life force energy, you know, and then you realize there's so many levels to this knowledge, you know, and food is kind of like the gateway. You know, they say peace starts on your plate, and for me it was like instantly, like I felt it. I felt it. So that's me, like in a nutshell. And I'm passionate about food. I'm passionate about sharing the plant-based lifestyle with people. Yeah, I love cooking. I love being in the kitchen. If you tell me I'm hungry, I'll get up and go and do something for you if I'm not like exhausted. But I love cooking and I love sharing the benefits, and it's just helped me so much. I'm now in yoga teacher training. I should be graduating in November, and for me on the mat, it's just like it's creating so much space for me. You know, I can go deeper, I can go further, and where there's a block, you know, okay, I need to do some inner work. So yeah, it's beyond food for me.
Exciting.
Beyond food for me.
Yeah, you know, as you say, it's actually just beyond. It's actually beyond what you eat. It's almost like you're coding your genes with something that expresses everything that's from your core. So you can almost have you're just coding this computer for it to be able to function efficiently.
Exactly.
It's brilliant.
You're giving it the right operating
all
system,
points.
you know, because the operating system of processed food, of carnivorism, we've seen what it does, hey? And we're on the cusp of building a new world. So what kind of world do we want to live in? Do we want to live in a world where we're still killing animals for fun? Or, but it's not funny when I say you'll kill your dog. No, but I can't eat a dog. I can't eat a dog. It's flesh.
Yeah.
The fact that people can be like snake, crocodile, tastes like chicken.
It's flesh. But also within the vegan community, they've also started this trend of taking animal cells and developing like a chicken nugget or something, because in their belief is that they're not killing animals and it's fine by that. But obviously it's not fine.
Yeah. That sounds like another topic, hey, like genetically modified food. I think that's a whole conversation, you know, genetically modified food. Guys, we've got 2 minutes. Can you believe it?
Oh my gosh.
I think though, I mean, you know, if you guys are up for it, I think many more calls, because we didn't even get to the thing that we wanted to discuss, which was the fast.
Definitely. I guess when this one drops a bit, we can like get on another one if it's possible, and then, you know, pick up from there, just so that we can have a quick
okay, like I must set up a call again, just quickly.
Everyone.
Yeah,
okay, cool.
Okay,
depends on what you guys feel like. Yeah.
No, I'm cool. I'm cool. So
I'm good.
We do a part 2.
Let's do that.
Part 2, yes.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
Be right back. Nice one.
Quick 1 minute break.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, to pick it up where we left it off. So yeah, the whole purpose of this talk was to, you know, talk about our experiences on a fasting, cleanse, detox, whatever you want to call it. But the interesting perspective is being plant-based. You know, normally people are detoxing coming from, you know, the standard diet, you know. So it's interesting doing it from a plant-based perspective. You know, people are like, but you're already eating vegetables, so why do you need to detox? Like, no, guys. There's a lot more going on, you know, there's a lot more going on. And, you know.
So you know, basically we're saying we want to preserve the planet, detox the planet, but we forget that we are in the planet and we are actually like, it's actually basically from us that we need to start the detox.
Exactly. And then all these EMFs and things hitting us just because you're plant-based doesn't mean you're not affected, you know. And then there's things as well, you know, in the past that you may not even be aware of, things that are holding you back or things that you're holding on to. So detoxing isn't just, well, from my perspective, it's not just about the physical thing, you know, and especially if you're in tune, immediately you're like, oh my God, like, I can totally let that go. All right, then, you know, you move on.
You know,
you're more intuitive. Yeah. So yeah, let's open it up, and I'm interested to hear the different perspectives. And Nandi, you're still on one. Yeah. But you're doing yours a bit differently from the one we did, right?
Oh yeah, no, I'm not on a 21-day fast. I'll just start because I'm not doing what you guys are doing.
Okay, yeah. So
So I started a 10-day raw vegan fast, detox cleanse, but focusing purely on alkaline foods. Yeah, I did use like other fruits that are not, you know, recommended by Dr. Sebi, because I had to use what I had, so they don't like rot and go in the dustbin. But
we can't get the breadfruit and all of these and jackfruit. Like it's not like it's around the corner. You know?
Yeah. So I was feeling very, very like bloated, physically speaking, very bloated. I have a lot of mucus, but also I've been eating a lot of processed foods. It was my dad's birthday the other day. I had cake, I had cereal and eggs, just things like that. And I spoke to you about it, about the fact that it's hard to get vegan like cake, because I love cake in general. I'm a natural.
Look no further. You know? Look no further. See?
Yes.
Sorted.
We'll talk about that later. Yeah, and there's just a lot of things weighing me down as well. I couldn't meditate properly. I'm always distracted. Like I couldn't sit down in meditation, and so I needed that meditation to flow through to reach higher vibrations, and the best way also to raise the vibrations is through food, you know. And I read about it, I researched about it, I saw people's testimonies, but I experienced it for myself. I remember I was speaking to Umpo last year, and he was telling me about his detox 21-day fast, and he was telling me that he had this unexplainable peace and this joy and everything. Even though it's crazy in the world and he felt so peaceful. And I was like, what? But at that time, I think I was still transitioning. I was still vegetarian at that time. I was like, what? Are you serious? And I know that this is all a mental thing. Everything is in the mind. Everything is controlled from your mind. You know, to change your reality, you need to change your mind. So I learned, I've also tried to do this detox thing like about months ago, but I didn't have the strength to do it. So I'm actually so proud of myself that I actually completed it, because I completed it the day before yesterday, on Thursday. Yeah.
I wish I had a blowhorn, like, you know, in the dance.
It's a breakthrough. So day one, I started with a 36-hour power fast. I usually do these power fasts just to, you know, focus on water, but I always usually add sea moss just for that extra strength, so I could, you know, do this without complaining or feeling weak and all that. So I usually start with like a power fast, water fast, no water, that's it. Just to detox everything. Things must come out. Anything that's still stuck in the gut needs to go out. Then I broke it with some fruit, and I started doing a lot of breath work and meditation. And already it felt so good to be sane, to be, you know, just focused on nothing, you know, emptying the mind. And that increased as the days went on. So by day 3, I even stopped drinking by day 3, I was like a bunny. like ping pong. I didn't know what to do with myself. I was like, okay, what should I do? You know, and I just realized that, oh, it's the food I'm consuming, you know? And I was in such a happy, well, I am still now, but at that time when I just realized what was happening, I was in such, like, I was so humbled to experience this. By day 4, I felt so grateful for the tiniest of things. I just started giving thanks for the food I was eating, for the knowledge that I had, you know? And I'm always on social media, so I'm always posting and, you know, just sharing my experiences with people that, you know, if you guys want to do this, let's do this, you know, let's let's detox together, because a lot of people don't detox. They just think, good luck. Every after December, every in January vibes, just look like that now, good. You know, let's do it, you know, properly. Yeah, let's do it the clean way. Let's use natural herbs, natural things that won't even remove electrolytes from your body, you know, because those other things they just give you diarrhea.
And stay the course as well. Afterwards. You know, like just taking a few shots of Brutlax and you think, I've done my part. I mean, you think of how much time you're uploading your system.
Detox.
And that detox.
Or castor oil.
Castor oil,
so it's just,
you know, 21 days or 10 days, doing anything for more than 3 days, just also gives yourself a chance. You know, even when the doctor prescribes, you know, when you go to the Western doctor and he says, I need you to take these antibiotics for 7 days, otherwise, you know, even psychiatrists, or when they prescribe antidepressants and they're like, if you, like JJ's got some interesting stories, if you stop taking these within 3 months, you know, so everything with time.
Follow the course.
Follow the course, you know. So
that's what that's
that's awesome.
And it's crazy.
And it's been a very good journey and experience for me. And I think it was a little bit too easy for me. I just mentioned that it was a little bit too ezy because I was able to achieve it. At that time, like about 6 months ago, it was like, whoa, 10 days, hectic. So I'm just glad I've achieved that, you know, mentally, because the body listens to the mind. So next step will definitely be 21 days.
Follow.
20, I mean,
water, liquid fast.
Exactly.
Vegetable juices, herbs, and water. So that's definitely my goal. It's definitely achievable.
It is. And then you even think, because, you know, when you're coming from a solid diet, and somebody tells you, that guy only eats breath and eats the sun. That's all. They're like, what the hell is that? Like, who's a breatharian? And when you get to this point, you actually feel yourself getting lighter. You're like, it's so feasible, actually, because what do you need? What do you need?
It's just a total shift. It's a total shift in how you start seeing things.
You go from oral fixation. You know, it goes from oral fixation to nourishing. That was crazy. But so you
also lastly, the last point that I'm going to make is that it's also taught me about raw foods, that it's not like a scary thought, like raw. I had that thought, like raw. So now I know that it's easy. I want to continue the 4 times a week until I really don't need using it for fuel instead of for comfort, like you said.
Exactly, the oral fixation,
for
like
entertainment.
Exactly, like
because you know, basically we go our way, like, you know what would be fun? Let's go to the restaurant, have this whole slab of, you know, steak or ribs there, and then we snap pictures. You know, we look fancy, we're entertained and stuff.
But it looks great. Exactly.
So how have we gotten to take something that's like a basic need and transform it into something that is fancy,
into likes,
basically at the bottom of the pyramid, of the Maslow pyramid, basic food, clothes, and shelter. Now we take it as a measure of self-actualization.
Imagine.
It really doesn't make sense.
But I think the beauty of it, I think I'm always so amazed when, like I was saying, when you connect with like-minded people and people who are doing similar things, and they see the beyond. You know, you don't even have to start explaining, like, so do you realize that by detoxing, you're actually accessing higher realms, you're allowing light codes to hit your body, your DNA strands are upgrading, you know, you're going from this strand to this strand, you know. You don't even have to say that. It's just, you know, So I'm
exactly. You don't have to explain yourself.
You don't have to explain yourself, but at the same time, it's also so great that we can be here. We can be here as beacons or lighthouses, if you can say. So when everyone else is ready to make the shift, because like you're saying, for the longest time you've been the unicorn in your, you know, and when you look back and you think about it, you're like, but I've always been otherwise, you know. Then you know that at least I know within my sphere of influence, you know, even if it's just my family unit, you know, when the time comes and people are ready, I can be there for them.
Exactly.
You know, and that's so humbling. Like, so in the end, you just treat everyone and everything with compassion, because, you know, I've been there. You know, it's a mental shift. It's unlearning everything you've ever been taught and relearning and knowing that and seeing that there is so much more, and seeing that you actually know nothing. You know, there is so much more, and out there, and you are guided, and you know, whatever you need, once you get into that flow state and you get out of your way, where you put ego aside, once you get into that flow state, anything you desire is yours, and it's so effortless.
You know, it's so crazy because, you know,
your heart is just open. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, no, mentioning about being open-minded, you know, this is one thing as well that, you know, going through this fast, I've picked up. Because, sure, you know, we can all call ourselves open-minded and stuff, but, you know, what you do sometimes doesn't reflect it. But, you know, being on this fast, it's just brought me so much light that now I feel like, you know, I'm no longer polarized. You know, maybe you are on one side, no, I must be like this or I must be like that. I'm just like a new book. And what needs to happen is just, you know, fill it up with experiences and good experiences, everything that's enlightening and, you know, that can bring me like a higher, you know, higher consciousness that I can also share with people, because, you know, community, having that sense of community is actually what moves us forward, you know, in my view, because I mean, you can't do anything massive and grandiose on your own. You have to have guys who are like sort of aligned, and you guys learn from each other and move forward. But you know, if I want to like describe a bit how this whole fasting experience has been, so you know, there was this one morning. You know, everything with me is very random. I just wake up one day and then it happens. Something hits me, and then things need to happen. So I think it was like a Tuesday, the 1st of September actually. So I woke up and I was like, okay, you know, I've been plant-based and I know that, you know, this brings me peace of mind. It makes me sharper, you know, in a way I'm always emotionally balanced. So let me actually take it a notch higher, because we all know the benefits of fasting for gut health, mental health, physical health, everything. So I was like, okay. And, you know, knowing Paul a long time ago, I remember also last year I went to him and he explained his whole journey, and I was like, wow, that's something to look forward to doing. And then I got to this point, I was like, I don't know, I think I saw something about him or I asked him something, because, you know, he's busy with a shop at the moment, opening a shop, his own shop, see the health bar. So I was like, okay, cool. I think we're chatting about something and I decided, you know what? I actually feel like it's time to do a proper detox. I couldn't explain where the feeling, you know, came from, but it was just pertinent, you know, you have to do. And I remembered, like,
it's your guides. It's your guides talking to you as well. Like,
exactly.
They're like, hey, Papa, hello.
You know what I mean? It was like, hey, wake up, don't waste time. You know, the way things have been going, there's a shift in consciousness, and, you know, you rather prepare yourself and be at the higher level so that you're ready to receive what's coming, you know. Then it hit me, and then I remember sending a WhatsApp to Nyaki, hey, what's up? So how about those fasts, 21-day fast? And you know, that's how it always goes. We're like, okay, let's do this. The next day, we got the products, the herbs and the symbols from Paul. The following Thursday, that was it.
The people, what's up?
September, we just started like that. And then, you know, started on water. And as usual, the last meal I ate was Nyaki again, who made it.
Why am I always the last supper?
So
I think the last supper.
That was like late evening. And then I got home, I was like, let me actually eat a lot of my fruits so that they don't go bad. Whatever I can eat, I'll give it to guys on the street. And that is how it started. Having water the whole time. So I think that first day I drank up to 3 liters. But I was like a sponge that was being pressed. Water was just leaking out of me. The taps were broken, all the pipes damaged. And then, so we started counting, day 1, day 2. But I must say day 2 was the toughest. And not because I was hungry or, I was feeling any sort of body pain or body ailment. No, I was just craving this one thing that I like, some sort of pizza, vegan pizza. And that was the tough part about the whole thing. But after that, I decided, let me go and get like some proper fruits that I can juice, or even actually juice. There was some sort of natural juice with no preservatives, no added substance. So that's actually what I got on. It's some apple juice. So it was apple juice and green juice the whole time, and water. That's basically what I was on. At day 3, I realized actually the human body doesn't need everything that we've been feeding it, believing that that's what needs it. And that's when that other shift came in, and I was like, nah, I can do this. And I remember up to day 7, now I was worried because, and mind you, I had never fasted more than 8 or 12 hours even. Never. So that was my first time fasting, and I went so long. So day 7, I was wondering, am I basically gonna walk around and maybe just collapse and faint for lack of energy? I was just worried about these things. And then after day 7, I was like, you know what? The body needs actually more than what we feed. So in a sense, it's less, but for the body, it's more. It was basically water, and sunlight. I remember every time I was stepping into the sunlight, I always smile, almost like, you just switch on the light in the room.
Yo, the sun.
Like, charge me up. Charge me up.
Exactly.
It was so powerful.
It is.
And that's how it works.
It's a reliable source of energy. So sorry to disrupt you, but it definitely is. When I was doing my 36-hour power fast, sitting in the sun, I felt so much better. Wow.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So that's how it went. And I realized that, we're doing some meditation in the morning. Nyaki also has this session early in the morning on Sundays, 8 a.m. every morning. You should even tune in. It's actually a good time that we spend, group meditation.
Yeah.
So even after doing the first one, I was like, wow. To be honest, it's almost like I stepped out of the world and I was just observing from a distance.
Yeah.
And then things started making sense why I wouldn't necessarily fit into a particular aspect. Is because it just wasn't how I was designed, and how it was just like me trying to go into a construct, not what the reality is springing from my mind, that type of vibe. So it was just crazy. And until today, things have happened so fast, like things that, you would have waited so long to have manifest. It's happened so fast. I'm even like,
you're just pulling it from 4D,
almost like before you couldn't be picky. Now you are picky about things.
Yeah.
So it's been amazing. Like, I can talk about it the whole day, and then for somebody to sound crazy, like this guy has watched The Matrix and then he's talking crazy things, but it's so real. You're literally calling things to yourself and to people around you. But I'm just so grateful to be able to receive and share. That's actually how I'm feeling. I feel like a receiving vessel for sharing. So in a nutshell, that's what's up. More peace. I feel like my stomach works the proper way. I can even literally listen to it. Do what it needs to do. Like dissolve my food, absorb it. It's crazy, guys, but
I mean, and you can even bring it down to timing. You can
learning, and I'm grateful.
Time your things around your stomach, even if you're eating at the same time or you're eating the same kind of food, you're like, oh, okay, so this time then, okay, all right. And if the time passes, you're like, much time has passed,
mentally,
Yeah, let me do a beetroot juice test.
I must say that though, the mental toughness though is something that's really increased, because you don't just wake up and then fast 14 days, no solid food, only liquid fast. You don't just do that. There's so many things that are happening that can tempt you into breaking your fast. I was telling Nyaki this Saturday, I went to buy some fruits, so that I can get ready for when I start eating fruit. And I was cleaning my fruits and chopping them. I was not even tempted to actually just grab a blueberry and then be like, oh, I've been missing nothing. I was just so chilled.
Wow.
And, so focused that, it's just funny. But it's amazing the fact that this can actually bring you to being mentally tough and disciplined, And that applies to all spheres of your life, everything that you touch. So I feel blessed. I must be honest, I feel blessed. And I can't wait to get more and learn more from this journey. Yeah?
That's awesome. That's awesome.
May I also add to that? Sorry.
Yeah.
Yes, the temptation part, so true. I did not feel tempted at all. I mean, a friend of mine came to visit me. I'm thinking, let me just make him some pasta. So I'm busy making pasta for him and thinking, wow, this thing is, you know what gets me through with this temptation? I already know what it tastes like. So why would I give it up just for something that I already know the taste of? That's how the same approach I had with meat, with dairy, with whatever, and also during the fast. That we already know what it tastes like. Why would we, just give it up just for a single moment?
Are you going to die? I mean, you've come this far in your fast. Are you going to die? Really?
Yes.
You've come this far in life. You've come this far in life to die now.
Exactly. Yeah. So it's just
and you even know for yourself that after that you will not feel good, because it's just that time that you
one
feel some sort of
moment.
relief. The dopamine will flow and everything. But when the dopamine normalizes, you start feeling bad that, I just destroyed the whole, moment for that particular second in time,
Exactly. And now you're leaking prana, you're leaking vital life force. Your thoughts now go into a negative, your energetic storage is going into negative. Now you're thinking about this thing. Whereas, you could have just, been the all-knowing person, the all-knowing being that you are, and just shaking it off. But I mean, I'm listening to you guys talking, and I'm just actually making notes of all the benefits that you're citing. And I'd actually just done a little bit of scientific research, because until the people want science. If we're talking like this as conscious people, you guys are starting again. I want science. Want the hard facts.
Well, we must bring empirical evidence.
We must bring empirical evidence. We want backed by tests and all of that. Okay, so science says the benefits of fasting are that it speeds up the metabolism, promotes blood sugar control by reducing insulin resistance, it fights inflammation, and it boosts brain function and prevents neurodegenerative disorders. This is what science says about fasting. And then I'm listening to you guys talking, and you guys haven't even mentioned anything like, no, I checked the study, and just based on what you feel. Mental toughness. I've developed mental toughness.
It's like we are the science.
You are the science.
with
impulse control, reverence and humility. It's all mental, it's all mind. I have so much energy, I feel light, and then you look at what the science is saying and you're like, so basically it sounds like fasting facilitates and promotes healing, whether you want to take it from a scientific perspective or from an experiential perspective, which is what we're talking about. We're not talking about a test that we did in the lab, because we don't have time for that. We want solutions, and we want to heal ourselves now, and we want to help people now. We want to this now. So it's very interesting to listen to you guys talk about that.
Wow.
As you're talking about people, throughout this fast, right, I can tell you, if there's one thing that was pertinent when I wake up in the morning, I was more like, what, it's a beautiful day and I'm grateful to be alive. But what I need to do is whatever I do or I used to think about, it's more like, you know, I was thinking outside of myself. I was thinking, how am I going to help this person here or this person there? And then later I was like, hey, there's me as well that I need to look out for.
Yeah.
You know, it was just, it's changed. Everything changed from going with that fast.
It's, I mean, and it all starts with you, like you're saying, like yes, you have that, you want to help people, you want to be there for people, but at the same time, you can't give from an empty bank, you know, so you need to fill yourself up, you need to get yourself aligned, you need to get yourself in the right state. And then, you know, from there your cup overflows, but it's a constant practice. I was saying to someone the other day that, you know, meditation, you know, people feel like, yeah, okay, but I meditated for 30 minutes and then it didn't work, you know? So I'm like, yeah, but it's not like it's something, a one-shot vaccination. Yeah, you've got the meditation vaccination, you're good for life, you know? It's a lifelong practice. And similar with these fasts. I think once, from listening to the way you guys are talking, once you've done something like this and for as long as this, you know that this is important and this is something I need to incorporate into my life until, you know, it's not a once-off kind of thing, especially, you know, once you become very sensitive to the spiritual vibes to it as well. You know that my life can never be the same. I can't go back. There's no way I can go back once I know this. You know, it's just not possible, and I have to get this out. People need to know about this, you know. And if they can see someone like me who they know who was
even looking forward to getting deeper.
Exactly. Yeah. So yeah. My fast. So I did the similar one as JJ's with the Mpo's alkaline lifestyle herbs. So you can see I'm hyping them up. This brother, guys. If you haven't hit him up or had a conversation with him, I think we should actually make a turn to the new shop and get some smoothies, because I think we need to stop by and pay him a visit. This brother is doing some amazing work. You know, those are the products you use. It's the tea. It contains herbs, you know, the Gabo Santo, the yellow dock nettle, all of these amazing benefits that cleanse your liver, that cleanse your blood, that cleanse your mind, your body, your spirit. And that's powerful work. That's powerful work. And you know, talking from experience now that having done it, these guys are saying 10 minutes, okay. Having done it, you know, it's so easy. Like, we have to get this out. So basically I did the 21-day fast. And like I mentioned, I'm in yoga teacher training. So I train, quite consistently, and sometimes, you know, full weekends. So guess what? Day 3 is the weekend where I have yoga teacher training within the fast, right? So the first few days are a breeze. Yeah, this is all good. It's all good. This is like from 9 to 5, Saturday, Sunday. Whew. And then they announced today we're doing headstands, and headstands is like, if you start talking about inversions, for me, I'm like, I start getting uncomfortable. You know? So I attempted to get into a headstand, and I just got freaked out. And during this fast, and at the same time during the fast as well, I actually then did the headstand. You know, because it forced me, not even forced me, it gave me space, because there's not much else going on in terms of digestion and whatever. Like, your mind kind of stills, and it's like, but okay, let's look at this thing. Why do you feel like this? You know, and it brought up a lot of issues and things that I'd even forgotten about, without me even bringing them to memory. You know, it just came about, and I had to address that, you know, because I'm like, I'm on this journey and I want to help people as well, you know, make breakthroughs in their practice. So what's holding me back, and whatever it is, I need to address it. And this meditation, I'm talking about meditation now, but it is a meditation of sorts. This fast helped me to start looking at those things and a whole lot of other things. And like JJ was saying, and you're saying as well, like the simplest things, you know, a shower in the morning, you're like, wow, this is amazing. You know, it's almost like you're a baby, you know, and your heart is just so open, like, wow, this is amazing juice. you're telling me, wow, the earth, you know, and then you start thinking, so your mind just goes, the earth has just always been here for us, you know, even the bricks, they come from the earth, you know, for me to have shelter, you know, like even the components, everything comes from the earth, you know, components that go into my car. These are metals that are mined, you know, in some country somewhere. You just go a bit crazy, but that's what it did for me. And like JJ was saying, some things that, you know, would have taken me years, things that I've been working on for years, all of a sudden just got easy. It's just like, okay, I'm doing this, and boom, it's done, you know. And manifestation and the manifestation and the mental clarity, the space, even as I was, you know, going through my training, while fasting, that's not something easy, because it's a lot of energy you're expending. I got stronger somehow. I don't know how to explain it. Like now when I'm doing certain things, I'm like, that creak in my shoulder's gone. Like I'm able to do this. I wasn't able to do that at all. And it's like, what has been different all along? And it's like, it's this fast. So for me, I've had a major breakthrough. I'm not even gonna lie.
If there's one thing that I'm picking up, as we are sharing these experiences, is we're all different, but there are so many similarities in the benefits that we are taking from doing this fast, which is crazy. Almost like we don't even need to say what we experience. We can just sit
you're talking, and I'm like, I know. It's almost like I can speak for you. It's amazing. It's amazing. So
and
guys,
what I can also take from this.
Yeah.
How many minutes?
We've got 6 minutes. So I was thinking maybe if we could have like some final words from everybody, and maybe if you can share tips or something to help people.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so I will just start. I always say this to people, but if you guys are thinking of going plant-based, always research what you're doing. Don't do something religiously or doing something because it's in the vibe, you know, or someone else is doing it. Research. Do it for yourself. Find the truth for yourself, you know, and that's how your mind will expand, and the universe will respond to that as well and help you, you know. So always research. And you don't need to, some people, they just vegan tomorrow, boom, and they're okay with it. Some people like me, we can't just do that. We need to eliminate. So that's, research and listen to your body, listen to your intuition, and do what you think is right. The universe will always help us. Our guides will always here.
For sure. And don't mind the pressure as well. You know, it's not an easy thing making that decision to say I'm not doing this anymore, and that's something that you've done your whole life. You know, it's if you think about the time when people start eating meat, all you have to do is look at babies. Just give them the chicken bone. From that moment to the moment you start thinking about this thing, you know, it's a lifetime of undoing. So give yourself space and give yourself time as well, you know, and don't beat yourself.
Anyway, when people come at you, you'll have that truth to stand on. So that's why I'm saying research is so important.
Truth and experience as well. I think that's very important. You know, you know what you feel, and it's always interesting with most people when they go vegan, you're like, okay, I'm going vegan, no more. And then there'll be that temptation moment and you go for it. You can feel it, hey? The first time you eat meat after and you're like, wrong turn, this is definitely not for me, you know? So
it wasn't meant to be.
Exactly. So one day at a time for me. That's what I say. And like I say, I'm glad that I've gone through this and that I can be a resource for you, you know. I'm glad. I also saw in one of your posts, Nandi, you said, you know, you're offering people this thing for free. Like, come to me, I will help you. I won't even charge you, because that's how valuable this thing is. I'm not going to assign a monetary value for it, because you are important and I love you. That's what I got from that message. That you're saying, come guys, I'll support you. You know, you don't have to go at it alone. I've been there. And that for me is awesome. So I just say one day at a time, and we are here for you.
Definitely. And you know, if I can also like add a little bit to it, is, you know, at the end of the day, when you start such a journey, you should have a personal reason, you know, and that reason shouldn't be like influenced by your outside environment. You know, obviously there's gonna be a degree of that, but the core of that influence should be personal. You feel like you're gonna benefit from making this switch, you know, and it should be more than a physical body goal, because, you know, when it gets to physical, you do it and it may take a long time, you won't see any physical change, and then you start thinking of giving up. Or once you see physical changes, you think, okay, I've reached the level that I needed to reach and I'm done. Think of it more of a mental and spiritual thing, where you're going to be coming out of it grounded and with more values that you can share with everyone. Once you take it that way, it makes it, you know, a more interesting ride. And also find people who are like-minded, so that you can also have that sense of belonging, which in turn pushes you to achieve more, to defy even your own limits, you know. And the one thing that I think is very important as well is to have some sort of concept or ideology. For me, for example, I say I go with the let my food be my medicine, because I deal with medicine and I know what these can do to the body. And I decide to go back to Earth, Mother Earth, who is the #1 healer, and get what knowledge she's put out for us to be able to help myself and others. So basically that, and set up some real targets and smash them, you know, and reward yourself with the confidence that you can do more.
Or you can reward yourself with the mango coconut milk smoothie.
You know,
that sounds delicious. Wow.
I knew.
Can't wait for mango to be back in season.
And then you'll become a vegan crazy person who waits for like, oh, when are the mangoes coming? When are the mangoes coming? You know?
Hey, bro, I'm waiting.
And you know, that will teach you about seasonal moves, how the seasons of the planet go, you know, how the earth goes. That's also lessons.
Yeah. So we've got less than 1 minute. I think with that, sorry to to be the bad timekeeper, but I think that was amazing. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you for holding the space. Thank you for sharing. Hope we can do this again sometime soon. And this was awesome.
Definitely.
Yeah, no, we give thanks.
We just need to schedule and share.
I think that's it. Yeah. So next one coming soon.
Yes, soon. All right. Take care, guys. Love and light. Wow.
Cheers.
Nice spending this time,
okay.
Guys. Enjoy the rest of the day, and more light, more love.
Sure.